Hi guys, Steve here from cmotion, and we've got a special video today where we're meeting a team from Spain that have been using the cmotion Cinefade VariND in a very different way to what we've seen before. First of all, I'd like to, I think you can see everyone on the screen that I'm invited along to today's meeting. But we start first with Isabel from CATS. Hi Isabel, how are you?
Hi, good, and you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you very much for joining us. And yeah, I'd like to thank you obviously for introducing us to the guys and getting this project going and getting it off the ground.
Sure, I mean, it wouldn't have been possible without Manu or Oscar or Santi, so it's all actually on them.
Yeah, so it's a good team effort, but yeah, bringing it together and bringing obviously cmotion, you contacted us to say, look, this is what we want to try, and yeah, how can we support them? So we've kind of supported on a network. You know, we've helped you to go through and support Manu. So yeah, it's exciting times. But yeah, Manu, hi, welcome to today's little meeting. How are you?
Thank you very much.
What I'd like to do is go through how you came about the idea, but we've got a few of your team members with you as well that obviously helped. It's just an idea to get who's come up with this idea, who thought about it, who made the first contacts. Yeah, what do you want to tell us about the first thought and how you got the Cinefade VariND?
Well, actually, with me, we have Oscar Lago. He's the head of directors of MediaPro and LaLiga. And Santi, he's my focus puller. At the beginning, we thought to introduce the cinema cameras on a broadcast event, and we found out our very primal problem. It was to achieve a really deep, shallow picture. It was a problem mixing with the rest of the cameras during the live. So sometimes we need really deep, shallow, but sometimes we need everything on focus. And this, at the beginning, we did it manually with the internal ND from the cameras. We have been using Sony Venice.
Right.
And this was a problem because sometimes we couldn't match all the time. We have to input in all the ND and change the iris and match the exposure every time. And it was a little bit complicated for the operator as well to do it very quickly and fast, and because everything happens really fast when a player scores and comes towards you, you need to be very fast. And sometimes we miss actions, we miss some pictures or images that we miss it. Yeah. So navigating on the web, I found out about cmotion and Cinefade, and I saw one picture. It was a movie about I think Liam Neeson.
Oh yes.
And that came to my mind. Okay, if they can do this, why we shouldn't be able to do this? So I was reading about, and I found out. Isabel from CATS Camera was the dealer, and she told me, okay, we have one, we can test it, and the rest is history. We made it.
Yeah, I mean, is it something you've always done? Is sports, live sports, been from day one for you, or have you transitioned across from motion picture? What is your introduction to filming live sports?
Well, we've been using the cmotion for a few months, and at the beginning we didn't know how powerful this tool could be, but after that I think we can live without it, because we need to control that type of field anytime, and with this tool it's make it so easy to achieve it.
Right, and with Oscar coming as well in part of the MediaPro and LaLiga, is there anything you'd like to add about the initial idea and bringing this concept to the game?
Yeah, because there is a history before that we saw first that at the end of 2019, they started to use the NFL and the American football. But and we show that, and we started to use another camera, and Sony Alpha, the small one, with a small gimbal. And we tried doing 3 or 4 different matches, and it works. But we saw that for us, that means that we need to add an extra camera to the production. Mm-hmm. And we had one camera more only for 3, 4, or 5 shots during the match, because European football is not the same as American football. No. We don't have breaks. And then I thought that we were in the wrong way, because it wasn't be sustainable on the time, because it was expensive. And I talked with Manu that I thought that we had to change our idea, and to use one of our cameras, of our usual production cameras, like the Steadicam, in 2 different sense, like a normal TV camera with normal use of TV, and like a cinematic camera. And we started trying, because I would like to have a good cameraman that knows how to move on the pitch with a Steadicam, to have good shots, not a small gimbal for that kind of shots. We started to use with some Bennies and other cameras in the Steadicam, but we find that it was a problem, that the change to a TV camera to a cinematic camera was very slow. We need to change the filter, the iris, and I asked to Manu that we need to improve that, and he find that filter, and now we are very happy working, because it's very flexible for us. We have both cameras in only one.
Right. I mean, how many cameras do you have per game set up with the Cinefade now?
No, we are working on only one Steadicam at the usual matches, at the big matches like Clásico or like Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. Then we have 2 Steadicams, but we have only one, but in 6 matches every week in the Liga.
Right. Wow, so it's keeping you busy.
Yeah.
I mean, setting the system up, obviously to do the Cinefade VariND and to change the depth of field, you need the cPRO lens control system. Santi, I think this is best answered by you, how you've adapted to using the cPRO system and getting to learn the system.
Well, it's a bit complicated at first, but once you understand how the system works and how to put everything together and just, it's like a harmony, you know, just when you get to work with the filter and everything comes together, it's like, okay, I understand how I need to change this in order to accomplish it, and it just flows. It's just once you know how to do it, it's not easy, but not something pretty hard. I think it's very well integrated, and you can just do it pretty easily.
Right. And setting the different lenses, I imagine do you have the same setup? Do you change lenses depending whether you're doing for the game situation or the grounds that you're at? Do you have to change over often, or is it literally a run and gun setup? You keep it constant for every match?
Well, we use for the game like a longer lens in order to accomplish a more blurred background and everything. But for other uses of the Steadicam, we use just for the arrivals of the players and everything, we use a more open lens. But it's more like it's the choice of the Steadicam operator whatsoever.
What's going on? And I mean, just I mean, either of you can answer this, but personally, what do you feel is it's really brought to the game? Obviously, it's giving the emotion of someone who scored or taken a corner or a penalty. It's enabling you to change that emotional connection when you're watching, obviously on TV at home. Do they use any of these shots live on a big screen when the game's on as well? When they do a replay, has anything happened like that yet? Like a replay showing the change in the depth of field?
Yeah, well, here in Spain, we don't have that big screens like they have in football. We have a little more small screens, but the thing it's not how it changed, rather than nobody feel it. I mean, you can see it because your eye it's trained to see that, but the people they don't have this training on their eyes, so they don't need to just feel it. They just see how the background comes blur and backs to normal, and it is amazing. But because you are like tricking people, you know, and for the focus puller, it's a really amazing tool, because working at T1.5 all the time, it's a really headache for them. But I told them there is when the players come towards to you running fast and keeping them sharp all the time, it's really hard. So that tool, I see it like an accordion of the deep of field. So you can bring it, if you lose the focus in 1.5, it's too easy, you know that. But you just need to close the iris, bring the focus back, and put it back open, the iris again. So, and all this movement, it's so fast that it's impossible to achieve in any other way. So it's the perfect tool for the work we do.
Excellent. I mean, it's so yeah. How long have you been using the Cinefade now? In the season,
we began to test it like in March this year, 2021. But after the summer break and for the next season, we introduced it in 4 Steadicams every weekend, like 4 or 6 matches, depends of the weekend, you know.
Yeah.
But like 8 months already.
Wow. So yeah, it's a good. Yeah, it's been quite an exciting journey from the initial contact for us, but of course that was before the break in the season, so it was just that anticipation to see how it all came together when the matches. And I know we've got some photos and some outtakes that we've got to share with everyone that's watching this video. But it's not just us that have noticed this. I believe there's also an award that you have achieved from bringing this kind of cinematic experience to the game of football. Who would like to answer something about this?
Yeah. We are.
Thank you.
Yeah, we are very happy. We received the Sportel Awards this last month in October in Monaco. It was an innovation prize, and we are very happy to have this prize. And also we are very happy because a lot of colleagues of us, not only in Spain but also in other European countries, are asking us how we are doing that. Yeah. Because they know that we are using cinema cameras, but they don't know how we can achieve to have this flexibility. Right. And of course that now we are able to explain to our colleagues and to other companies, because it's not a secret that we are doing, but we are very happy that it's a new item that a lot of colleagues in Spain, for not only football but other sports, they are asking. Also the companies, also the camera companies, they are very happy that we are using this kind of cameras for sports, for live, and we are very happy to share with everybody.
Yeah, so I think initially when people first saw the effects, there were a little bit of magic or witchcraft going on, but sharing the technology that is available to everyone. I think it's. I think
so sometimes it's not easy to hear that some Spanish crew has been the pioneer in this case in Europe, but this is a real situation. We cannot do nothing about that, but we are very happy to help anybody and to show what we are doing and to improve if we can.
Yeah, I think with football being such a passionate sport, everyone has their, the team they support. So it's kind of a lifelong family generation passed down which team, and certainly it's, you can see the emotion with people watching, and adding this extra element I think is great. But as you say, other sports, it may well be able to transfer across to give you the same visual experience with other sports. Around the world, but I think you've pioneered, or you've brought this in. You've made that step. It's the next step in the viewer's experience.
Yeah, and also I want to add that we are happy also because we feel that this kind of shot has been very surprising for young people, for teenagers. And as you know, all the market are working to keep the audience of these young people that has a lot of tools, and we need to keep the audience of teenagers, of young people, and we know that for this kind of young people, it's amazing to show this kind of shots on a traditional football match.
Yeah, and also, I mean, we've all gone through rather a strange time with COVID-19 and stadiums being empty, but games still going on. Was there any element of this going back to, say, 2020, having more of an involvement in a match where spectators weren't there to enjoy it? Did that have any input or effect on bringing this idea, or was this completely separate just for that emotional connection?
Well, during the pandemic, we were at the stadiums all alone. It was the players and us. And I can say that I was one of the only cameraman on the pitch. We had to pull back all the rest of the cameras from the ground up on the stadium. So because all the shots from the players on the background, if you are low, you are watching on the screen that is empty on the backgrounds, on the close-ups. So we put the cameras up except the Steadicam, and it was a problem for us to be close to the players.
Yeah, sure.
And all this movement with the cinema camera came along, and we thought, okay, we can make it blur on the background with this cinema camera. So and then just we found out that these shots were amazing, even without the audience, and the people love it. So. And we were, trying to think how to merge a regular camera with a cinema camera, and that's all. And also the players, they know where this camera is, and after the pandemic, or on this season, we are now closer to them, we are getting amazing reactions and amazing shots, really near to them, and they know it, and the people really like it. So we just are trying to squeeze that that movement that it's the cinema camera on regular sport broadcasting. And I believe any sport can benefit of it. So, you know, you just need to find the exact moment to have this camera on live, and that's all. The football, it's a really fast sport, never stops, and you never know when you will have this shot. Different like NFL, when they do the touchdown, they are always on the back of the line, so you know when the players will end. But in football, you never know. So we need something to adjust this immerse to this kind of cameras, the cinema cameras and the regular cameras.
Yeah, and I think that there are, especially with football, it's an emotional sport. I think we can tell, and this tool helps highlight that, especially with well, being in England supporter, we're quite used to having emotions on our sleeves when we don't usually win the match. But I mean, yeah, I can understand the transition of it being used in the sports and seeing how those players are feeling. But no, it's brilliant. Thank you very much. Is there anything else you guys would like to add? Is there any other thoughts or inspiration you'd like to share with people that are watching the video today?
No.
No, I think that's good. So we've established that, yeah, we've created a great kind of cinematic feel or look on live sports. Yeah, Santi's saying, you know, it's once you've got used to setting it up, it's a system that you can use repetitively each week or multiple times a week with the number of games you guys have to cover. But yeah, to actually receive recognition and an award for this innovation and bringing a change for the better, in my opinion, as well, for watching the sport. I think the team at cmotion as well, when we first saw the first clips and teasers of how this is going to come about, it really was exciting to see. So I'd like to, yeah, thank you very much.
I would like to add that the Cinefade, it's really tough, because recently, in a couple of games ago, actually was in the Clásico, I received the hits of a ball on the Cinefade, right. And I can say it didn't break it. So it's quite strong.
Well, that's good to hear. Yeah, live, I say, with most of the features and commercials and films that it's been used in, it doesn't have that kind of element. But yeah, there's a real risk when playing when there's football and there's an object, coming, well, obviously more than close to you on this occasion. But no, it's good to hear that it stands up to the tests even on a football pitch. But yeah, I mean, I would like to thank you all very much for joining us today. Isabel, no less, you know, thank you very much for introducing us and getting everything together to make this achievable. Say there are going to be photos and videos that are available to view and to see, and how the setup is operating. And I believe, Isabel, you will be doing a similar event in Spanish for our Spanish viewers and listeners. Hopefully it'll be nice and flowing for you as well as it was for me today.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it was amazing, and I want to remark how brave Manu, Oscar, and Santi have been willing to test this tool, because it really does give the football an amazing look, and everybody's noticing it. People that don't know about this, they realize it has a different feeling. So it's really, really amazing.
Brilliant. Well, thanks once again, everybody. It's so good to see you. Hopefully we will all get to meet in person at some point at a show. I understand, Isabel, you'll be at Micro Salon Madrid in December. Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah, I will have everything, Cinefade and cPRO, everything.
Brilliant. Yeah. So if you are visiting Micro Salon, please feel free to pop along and visit Kat's booth, where you can see the system set up, and there may be some guest appearances being able to support the products there as well, if you've got any questions. But thanks again, everybody. Anyone watching, if you have any questions, please email us at sales@cmotion.eu and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and the Focus Puller at work.com forum. I believe we will also be sharing this video on the cmotion page, most likely YouTube, and the Focus Puller at work.com forum, inciting the new adaptation for using the Cinefade VariND. Thanks everyone for watching, and looking forward to seeing you all soon. Bye for now.